Think about the road outside your house, or the building where you work, or the bridge you drive over every day. Most of that will need to be rebuilt. Built within 50 years, some of it sooner. That is just how modern concrete works. It degrades, it cracks, it needs maintenance, repair, and eventually replacement. Now look at this. The Pantheon in Rome was completed in 125 AD. It has the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world. It has survived earthquakes, floods, wars, and almost 2,000 years of weather. You can visit it today, walk inside, touch the walls. The concrete is not crumbling. It is not degrading. In some places, it is actually getting stronger, and we still do not fully understand how, after 2,000 years. With all of our laboratories and supercomputers and billion-dollar research budgets, we still do not know. The Pantheon is not a mystery from the past. It is a problem we have not solved yet. And it is one of 4 technologies from the ancient world that modern science has been unable to fully recreate. The question is not just how they did it. The question is what it says about us that we cannot. The recipe for Roman concrete was never lost. Historians knew it for centuries. Volcanic ash, seawater, lime. Simple ingredients, widely available. And yet, every attempt to reproduce it produced concrete that behaved nothing like the original. Modern concrete gets weaker over time. Cracks form, water seeps in, steel reinforcement corrodes. After 50 years, most modern structures require significant maintenance. Roman harbors built 2,000 years ago are not just standing, they are getting stronger. The seawater that destroys modern concrete is actually strengthening the Roman version, creating new mineral crystals inside the structure over decades and centuries. Roman concrete is getting stronger, right now, as you listen to this. In 2023, scientists at MIT finally found part of the answer. The concrete contains tiny white chunks of lime that were previously thought to be imperfections in the mixing process. They are not imperfections. They are the secret. When cracks form and water seeps in, these lime chunks dissolve and recrystallize, filling the damage from the inside. Roman concrete self-heals. The material literally repairs itself when exposed to water. They accidentally or deliberately created a construction material with built-in maintenance. The problem is that the specific volcanic ash the Romans used comes from a particular region of Italy and has chemical properties that are extraordinarily difficult to replicate at scale. Mass production has so far proven impossible. The Pantheon just sits there, quietly outperforming everything we have built in the past century. But Roman concrete is not even the strangest thing on this list. In the early Middle Ages, swordsmiths in the Middle East began producing blades unlike anything the world had seen. Damascus steel blades could cut through European swords like they were made of tin. The surface showed distinctive swirling patterns that looked like flowing water. Those patterns were not decorative. They were a sign that the internal structure of the metal was something the rest of the world could not explain. In 2006, scientists put fragments of a genuine Damascus steel blade under an electron microscope. What they found made their jaws drop. The metal contained carbon nanotubes, cylindrical structures of carbon atoms arranged at the molecular level that are among the strongest material known to science. We discovered carbon nanotubes in 1991. We consider them cutting-edge nanotechnology. Medieval blacksmiths were forging them into swords 800 years earlier. 800 years earlier. The technique was lost around 1750. Blacksmiths have been trying to recreate Damascus steel ever since. Nobody has been able to produce a blade that matches the originals in both structure and performance. We can build particle accelerators. We can land robots on Mars. We cannot make a sword as good as someone did in a workshop 800 years ago. And then there is the weapon that won battles for 800 years before vanishing completely. It is 672 AD. A massive Arab fleet is bearing down on Constantinople. The Byzantines are outnumbered. Then their ships sail out and unleash something nobody has ever seen. Liquid fire projected from tubes mounted on the bows of their ships, but it burns on the surface of the water, on water. That should be impossible. Sailors who jump overboard are consumed by flames that follow them into the sea. Entire ships are engulfed in seconds. Greek fire was the Byzantine Empire's ultimate weapon for nearly 800 years. The formula was the most closely guarded state secret in Byzantine history. When Constantinople fell in 1453, the secret died with the empire. Modern chemists have been trying to figure it out for centuries. The leading theories involve petroleum, pine resin, sulfur, quicklime, and possibly saltpeter. But nobody has created a substance that matches all the historical descriptions. A liquid that could be sprayed through tubes, that ignited on contact with water, that stuck to surfaces and could not be extinguished. Some of those properties actively contradict each other from a chemistry standpoint. The Byzantines created one of the most powerful weapons in history, then erased it from existence. But the most unsettling technology on this list is not a weapon or a material. It is a device so advanced that it should not exist. In 1901, Greek sponge divers exploring a shipwreck off the island of Antikythera found a lump of corroded bronze. Nobody thought twice about it. Months later, an archaeologist noticed the lump had cracked open. Inside were tiny bronze gears, dozens of them, interlocking, precision cut, in a device over 2,000 years old. What they had found was an analog computer. The Antikythera mechanism contained at least 30 bronze gears that could predict solar and lunar eclipses, track the positions of the 5 known planets, calculate the dates of the Olympic Games, and model the irregular orbit of the moon. After this device was built, humanity would not create anything even remotely this mechanically complex for another 1,400 years. 1,400 years. Let that sink in. Scientists have spent over a century studying it. They still cannot fully replicate it. And here is the detail that changes everything about this story. It was found in a shipwreck. It was being transported somewhere, which means this was not a one-of-a-kind miracle. Somebody was casually shipping this across the Mediterranean. How many more existed? How many are at the bottom of the ocean right now? Here is the dimension that almost nobody is connecting to these ancient mysteries. We are doing the same thing right now. The formula for Greek fire was lost because it was too valuable to write down. The technique for Damascus steel was lost because the specific ores ran out and nobody thought to document what made them special. The secrets of Roman concrete were lost because they were so common that nobody thought they needed to be preserved. Knowledge does not disappear in dramatic collapses. It disappears quietly, when the last person who understood something dies without passing it on. When a supply chain breaks, and the specific material that made something work is no longer available. What knowledge are we losing right now that future generations will spend centuries trying to recover? The Byzantine engineers who knew the Greek fire formula thought the empire would last forever. The Damascus swordsmiths did not know their ore sources were about to run out. They did not know they were the last ones. Neither do we. We build with concrete that crumbles in 50 years, and we cannot recreate concrete that has been standing for 2,000. That is not a history lesson. That is a warning about what we think we know. The signal is not in the ancient mysteries themselves. It is in what modern science is doing to recover them. MIT researchers published their Roman concrete breakthrough in 2023. They are now collaborating with construction companies to develop modern versions at scale. Buildings could be constructed with materials that strengthen over time instead of degrading. Materials scientists studying Damascus steel are now exploring how to deliberately produce carbon nanotube structures using modern manufacturing. The accidental nanotechnology of 800 years ago is becoming the intentional nanotechnology of today. The Antikythera mechanism has been fully digitally reconstructed using CT scanning and computational modeling. The reconstruction revealed functions that were not visible before, suggesting the device was even more sophisticated than originally understood. The past keeps surprising us, not because ancient people were smarter, but because they had time, necessity, and patience that we have largely stopped valuing. If you want to keep seeing the layers underneath what everyone else is looking at, this is where that happens, every week. Before the mainstream catches up, the Pantheon has been standing for almost 2,000 years. The concrete it is made from is getting stronger, self-healing, improving with every crack that forms and fills. We build highways that need resurfacing every decade, and we cannot figure out what the Romans were doing. Damascus steel contains nanotechnology we discovered 30 years ago. Greek fire destroyed entire fleets and then vanished so completely that modern chemists cannot agree on what it was made of. The Antikythera mechanism was found in a shipwreck, being transported somewhere as if it were ordinary cargo. These are not stories about how advanced the ancient world was. They are stories about how knowledge disappears, how the most valuable things can be lost not in catastrophes, but in the ordinary passage of time, when the last person who knew something did not pass it on. The next layer was always there. Sometimes it is 2,000 years old, and sometimes we are still trying to read it.